The coronavirus has made its way to Ohio. Who has it and where it is in just a few minutes.
And as Ohio's date to vote in the Democratic primary nears, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders plan on visiting Cleveland tomorrow. Where to find the candidates? Celebrated today with
Hello, one and all. Welcome to the MAC as Kent State gets ready for their first round contest against Eastern Michigan. I have the full breakdown coming up later on TV2 News at 6.
This is TV2 News.
Department of Health has confirmed 3 cases of coronavirus here in Ohio. Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm Maddy Haberberger.
And I'm Rachel Gross. 3 Ohioans have tested positive for the coronavirus today. All 3 confirmed cases are Cuyahoga County residents. 2 of the cases are a married couple who had been on a cruise on the Nile River. The third is a man who attended the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee in Washington, D.C. 6 people who came into contact with the 3 individuals are now in quarantine. Governor DeWine has declared a state of emergency in response.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as Mr. Rogers would say, and it's beautiful all throughout Portage County right now. We have a southwest wind coming throughout Ohio and driving our temperatures up into the mid to upper 60s right now and up into the upper 50s today as well. 68 in Athens, 65 in Columbus, and up near Akron right over here in Summit County, 65. Warmest temperatures we've been seeing all year, and tonight is a perfect night to go to the MAC game to see the men's basketball play. 7 p.m. tonight it will be 61 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and then cloudy skies start to roll in up until about 1 a.m. At 2, we're going to see a little bit rain, and this is what's going to set us up for tomorrow. Tomorrow, be aware that tomorrow is going to rain all day from this cold front and this low pressure system moving in across Chicago and the state of Illinois. And what this is going to happen is that this is going to drive all this rain coming across Ohio, and it's going to set us up for a very wet and soggy Tuesday. So tomorrow, make sure you do have your raincoats, your umbrellas, and your commutes might be slowed down a little bit in the morning because of that rain and even towards the evening hours. So make sure you do have everything you need, and these temperatures are going to drop, but will they bounce back? I'll let you know coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you for that report, David. Now, Summit County saw its first death of this year's flu season last week. Flu season usually lasts from October to mid-May, and the number of deaths caused by the virus fluctuate from year to year. Flu hospitalization numbers have been high this season, with 83 patients admitted to regional hospitals in recent months. Now, one of those patients is the 18-year-old son of a Summit County councilwoman. Nathan McKinney was hospitalized on March 2nd with a collapsed lung caused in part from contracting influenza A. The Manchester High School senior was released from the hospital yesterday after a stint in the ICU. His family says he continues to show steady improvement.
Summit County Judge Allison McCarty has extended her self-quarantine after she returned from a trip to Italy. McCarty had been in isolation since she returned on March 2nd, but decided to extend her isolation period to the full 14 days. Despite not having symptoms, McCarty believes this is the safest route for her, saying that she doesn't want people to be wary of coming into her court. And Kent State University health officials say they are closely monitoring the coronavirus's progress and are in contact with local, state, and federal government. The city of Kent is also taking precautions as well, working with the Ohio Department of Health to inform the public about the virus. Kent Health Commissioner Joan Seidel recommends washing hands often, and people should only go to get tested if they have traveled to outbreak areas or come into contact with someone who has. New information about the virus can be found at the link on your screens.
3 people were pronounced dead after 2 separate motorcycle crashes in Summit County yesterday afternoon. One of the accidents occurred around 4 p.m. on George Washington Boulevard and killed both the 56-year-old male driver and a 55-year-old female passenger. The man lost control of his vehicle, causing the 2 to be ejected from the bike. The second crash happened on Medina Line Road, where a 48-year-old man was ejected after he lost control while driving through a curve. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
An Ohio plastic surgeon was arrested on Friday and is charged with drugging and sexually assaulting women. Dr. Manish Rajgupta allegedly drugged women without their consent, then sexually assaulted them in hotels across Ohio. The assaults were recorded onto electronic storage devices and reportedly stored in his medical office in Toledo. Investigators are searching for possible victims of Dr. Gupta and urge anyone who believes they may have been a victim to call or email law enforcement.
Gas prices could drop to under $2 for the first time in 4 years. Find out why when we return.
Students were able to attend a dining services town hall last week. We'll give you the updates.
And as the rain moves in for tomorrow, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need your umbrella, rain boots, and your rain jacket because tomorrow's going to be a soggy one. Stay tuned to find out whether or not these temperatures are going to drop and then warm back up and be as nice as today.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwired.com.
Can we get strawberries? Okay.
Thanks for sticking with us. North Korea fired at least 3 unidentified projectiles today, marking the second such move by Kim Jong-un's regime in 2 weeks. South Korea's defense ministry says it detected short-range projectiles fired into the ocean between the Korean peninsula and Japan. The tests come just days after the country threatened to take, quote, momentous action to protest condemnation following its earlier live-fire exercises.
Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders' campaigns are making their way to Cleveland tomorrow ahead of the state's Democratic primary election on March 17th. Biden will be at the Cuyahoga Community College Recreation Center at 8:15 p.m., while Sanders visits the Huntington Convention Center with doors opening at 6:30 p.m. and the actual event starting at 8 p.m. They hope to win over Ohio voters next week following tomorrow's second Super Tuesday. Take a look.
It'll be like deja vu all over again, but not quite as big. On Super Tuesday 2, contests will be held in Washington State, Idaho, North Dakota, Missouri, Mississippi, and most importantly, Michigan, with its 125 delegates. Democratic presidential candidates Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders spent the weekend stumping.
We're building a coalition. We're building a coalition that most successful presidents of our lifetime, Barack Obama, had started.
Change never takes place from the top on down, always from the bottom on up.
Biden has a delegate lead over Sanders thanks to his dominant performance on the first Super Tuesday.
This is not an election just for the soul of the Democratic Party. It's a battle for America's soul.
Sanders, meanwhile, is still awaiting Super Tuesday results from delegate-rich California, where he is leading in a slow count, and focusing on Michigan, a state he narrowly won in 2016.
Let us win the Democratic nomination. Let us defeat Donald Trump.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The Dow suffered its worst day since the 2008 financial crisis. Today saw it falling more than 2,000 points. This fall triggered circuit breakers that temporarily halted trading at the New York Stock Exchange this morning. Many experts are urging stockholders to not panic and to do nothing with their stocks.
Many gas stations in our region could see prices fall below $2, driven by plunging oil prices from a looming oil price war and economic disruption from the coronavirus. Saudi Arabia has ramped up oil production after Russia refused to come to a new agreement with them in the midst of an overproduction period. Several locations here in Northeast Ohio are already seeing prices below $2. Today's average national gas price was $2.38, and experts expect that to continue to drop as the week goes on.
Today is a perfect day to roll those windows down in your car and let the wind blow in your face with the music up. Today we have temperatures up into the upper 50s, lower 60s, 65 in Canton, 62 here in Kent, and 65 in Cleveland, 61 in Sandusky. A little bit cooler towards the lake shore, but that's no match because tomorrow, you know what, tomorrow's going to take a little bit of a turn because we have a low pressure system moving in with a cold front through tonight and all the way through tomorrow morning and into the early evening hours for tomorrow. So tomorrow, your commute's going to look a little rainy. The high for tomorrow will be 57, and we have a little bit of wind coming from 10 to 20 miles an hour. You felt that wind a little bit today, so you probably felt, oh, what a nice breeze today, but tomorrow's going to be a little bit colder and a little bit more windy and rainy, so not looking so good. Wednesday, though, Wednesday is another big picture. We're going to have actually clearing out with a little bit of cloud coverage with all this gray right here. A little bit of cloud coverage and a little bit of a chance for some spotty showers in your forecast on Wednesday. So Wednesday is looking like a little bit of a better day to go to run your errands. You can go to the bank, pick up your kids from baseball practice or track practice. That's starting so early. Sports, I know high school sports is right around the corner for the spring. So make sure you just have those plans solidified on Wednesday, and it'll be the nice day to go run all your errands. Thursday, we have another chance for some rain in the forecast a little bit as a another low pressure system makes its way up from Canada. So we could have on Wednesday, we're going to have a little bit of some clouds in our forecast, and on Thursday, we're going to have a few showers in our forecast. And then Wednesday or Friday is going to be a lot more windy, and we're going to warm up a little bit towards the end of the week, hopefully, up until this time next week. On Monday, we'll be hitting 50, 40, and 44 for the highs this weekend with lots of clouds, but a little bit of sunshine peeking through. So definitely looking like spring is just 10 days away, and it's looking a lot better. And we're not going to really hit the 20s besides for the low on Wednesday and Tuesday a little bit tomorrow night. So looking like a great week. So stay dry, everyone, tomorrow, and have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thanks, David. Now, last Wednesday, students attended a dining services town hall meeting to discuss grievances about the mistreatment of Aramark employees. This comes almost a month after students delivered a list of demands to President Dyken's office, with one of the demands being to pay student workers a living wage. The town hall was organized by United Students Against Sweatshops. Representatives from Aramark were not present. Many students expressed concerns over their $8.25 hourly wages. Aramark employees who were present at the meeting plan to pass the concerns on to the school.
Portage County issued the 9th highest number of new concealed carry licenses in Ohio last year. According to the Ohio Attorney General's office, Portage County approved nearly 1,400 new licenses. Despite the county's statewide leadership in licenses issued, that number is down from the near 2,000 issued in 2018. And the state saw the lowest number of new concealed carry licenses issued since 2011. And former Ohio Governor Ted Strickland has joined the movement to repeal the death penalty in Ohio. Strickland is fighting to exonerate current death row inmate Jeffrey Hill, whom he says is one of several innocent men on death row. He, along with state senators Peggy Lenner and Christina Roner, are putting their support behind a bill from Senator Nikki Antonio that would replace the death penalty with life without parole. The bill has been introduced 4 times without success since 2011.
This morning, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced plans to revise the monitoring process of inmates released from prison. The proposal prioritizes and regulates the monitoring of individuals based on the category offense and severity of their crimes. While changes have been made to probation policies in the recent years, DeWine believes that a comprehensive revision is needed to guarantee the safety of the public. DeWine will be working with Ohio's Adult Probation Authority to increase the program's effectiveness. Shaquiena Anderson entered a no-contest plea after being charged for 3 robberies that left 4 people dead. In 2015, Anderson entered the personal residences of Christopher Lane and Sonia Freeman, gunning them down in their own home. His later attempt to rob an Akron pizza shop resulted in the death of 21-year-old Akron University student. Anderson already faces 18 to 21 years behind bars for 8 previous convictions of aggravated assault and robbery and awaits his pending sentence.
One man is charged today with murder following a fatal early morning shooting in North Canton. 28-year-old Anthony Centofanti was taken into custody without incident after several 911 calls reported gunshots in a driveway on Hartman Street Southeast. A body was found in the driveway of the residence with gunshot wounds to his upper body. The man was pronounced dead at the scene, but his identity has not yet been revealed. This is a developing story.
A cruise ship carrying 3,500 people finally docking after churning at sea for 5 days off the coast of California. At least 21 people on the ship have tested positive for coronavirus, but health officials say they have a plan to treat the sick and limit the spread. For most, that means going directly to quarantine. CNN's Nadia Romero has more details.
After several days of circling off the coast of San Francisco, the Grand Princess is finally docking. 3,500 passengers and crew members were confined to their rooms as 21 people on the cruise liner tested positive for the coronavirus. But it may still be several days before everyone can disembark.
Right now, for the state of California, it's to get those people off, get the ones who need help, the help they need, and get the others to where they need to be.
Symptomatic passengers will go to the hospital. Those who are not will head to military installations for quarantine.
I would love to, see my family. However, I also know there's a lot of concerns from a lot of people. I think quarantining everybody for those 14 days is in the best interest of other people and their health.
We brought it with us.
Jessica and Patty Clark didn't let the coronavirus stop their annual mother-daughter trip.
We made sure we brought hand sanitizer. We've been much more aware of washing our hands and what we're touching and not touching our face.
But it's relatively empty at San Francisco's iconic Fisherman's Wharf.
Restaurants, bus tours, bike tours, all of the above. Hopefully it turns around, because a lot of people's jobs and lives are at stake.
In Oakland, California, I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
The annual Rock the Runway event was this past weekend. We'll fill you in on the details if you missed it.
The Kent State men's basketball team is looking to head to Cleveland, but they have to get through Eastern Michigan first. A breakdown of what's going to come tonight on my sports block coming up next.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm going to drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely going to call a ride home.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Tonight kicks off the highly anticipated annual MAC tournament, and our own Dante Centofanti is live at the MAC Center where Kent State will tip off against Eastern Michigan in just a little bit. Dante, what's the atmosphere like out there?
Yes, Maddy, Rachel, it is, you could cut the tension with a knife here at the Memorial Athletic and Convocation Center. It is March. That means college basketball at its finest, and nowhere will you look for better college basketball action than here at the MAC as Kent State plays Eastern Michigan in the first round of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. March is in full effect, like I said. The Flashes begin MAC tournament play tonight against the visitors from Ypsilanti, Michigan. The Flashes suffered a narrow loss to arch rival Akron Friday night at the Jar. That loss did not affect the position of the Flashes as they would still be playing a game here tonight regardless. One of the big storylines of the season for Kent State has been the inconsistency and close losses they have had. But the worst loss they suffered in conference play was against the team that they are playing tonight. They lost 49-70 February 18th against the Eagles at the EMU Convocation Center. The impact players for the Flashes have been Danny Pippen and senior Antonio Booman Williams. The comeback season of Danny Pippen has been magical to say the least, as he is averaging the most points in his career in gold and blue. Tip-off will be at 7 o'clock p.m. on ESPN Plus with our very own Tanner Castor on the color for the final time. The winner of the game will play Ball State Thursday at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Now let's take a look at the other Mid-American Conference Tournament first-round games tonight. Number 10 seed Western Michigan is at 7 seed Toledo. The winner of that game will play Bowling Green. 9 seed Central is at number 8 seed OU in Athens. The winner will play 1 seeded and regular season champ Akron. 12 Miami is at Buffalo. The two-time defending champs will play. Winner of that game will play Northern Illinois. All these games are Thursday at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. TV2 will have the best coverage there Thursday. And the women's lacrosse team has had a dismal afternoon yesterday as they fell to in-state opponent Cincinnati at Dick Stadium 25-8. Sophomore Abby Jones led the way in scoring with 10 points. The team finishes their homestand Friday against Central Michigan before traveling to Howard and Delaware State on the road before playing Akron. And guys, that is all I have for my Monday word on the Golden Birds. Be sure to see me on Sports Corner tonight as I break down this game, and stay tuned with TV2 for the best coverage. Rachel, Maddie?
Thanks for that report, Dante. Now, employment in Ohio dropped 6,300 jobs in January. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services announced on Friday that the increase in job loss brings the state to 12,500 less jobs than we had a year ago. This means that 2019 was Ohio's worst year for employment since the Great Recession.
The FDA and FTC issued warnings to 7 different companies after they advertised products that would help prevent or treat the coronavirus. These products include teas, essential oils, tinctures, and colloidal silver. The companies who were cited must respond with the steps they are taking to correct the violation within 48 hours.
And the Kent Stater has released their results of their highly anticipated Best of Kent competition. Now, this list pins different categories of establishments on and off campus and asks the Kent State community to vote for their favorites. So this year, the best off-campus housing went to 345 Flats, second place went to the Province, and third place was a tie between University Edge, Holly Park, and Campus Point. Grazers was then chosen as Kent State's best on-campus food option, followed by Fresco and Rosie's. And finally, the big one, best restaurant. Third place we have Bricko, the runner-up is Erie Street Kitchen, and the winner, drumroll please, Ray's Place. Ray's also claimed second for best bar, first for best burger, tied for first for best alcoholic drink, and also claimed best place to take your family to eat. Now, my dad's a huge fan of Ray's, so I am not shocked to see it take home that award. For the full list of winners, be sure to check out kentwired.com.
A local couple welcomes their new babies into the world. We'll have more information after the break.
This next topic will have you wanting to jump through the screen to join us on set. The mouth-watering details ahead.
Train your brain for free at a Division of Information Technology workshop. Free workshops on Adobe products, Microsoft products, and more. Check them out online at training.kent.edu.
Every one of us has a voice, and every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making. A voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.
A couple from Barberton is welcoming not 1, not 2, but 5 babies into the world. Hannah and Jacob Merton now have 3 girls and 2 boys who are all doing well. The Barberton community held a baby shower for the Mertons on Sunday that was open to the public, and the Merton couple created a Facebook page called 5 Little Mertons to provide updates on the babies and their journey. An in-depth documentary about the progress made during the first year at the I Promise School program is coming soon to the small screen. The in-depth documentary shows LeBron James's attempt to narrow down the achievement gap between Akron students through the I Promise School. The documentary is coming soon and will be available exclusively on the mobile entertainment app Quibi.
We thought it would be fun to have the college fashion designers take that inspiration and come up with some really cool designs.
The annual Rock the Runway fashion show presented by the Center for Student Involvement was inspired by St. Laurent's All 2019 show, containing elements of glow in the dark. The show gives students the opportunity to be creative and to showcase their own designs. The audience's favorite was a design titled Yarn Glow, and the winner of this year's competition was sophomore fashion designer Jada Bridging.
We've also been doing this for 16 years, so we kind of have it down to a science, like what everything needs to be done and like when it needs to be done.
Get ready for a spectacular view in the night sky tonight as a true full moon will light up the sky. It's also known as the full worm moon. Supermoons happen when the moon is it's at its closest approach to Earth in orbit. The moon will seem bigger and brighter at night. The phenomenon happens Monday night, but it will appear to be full through early Wednesday.
This may sound a bit cheesy, but I'm still going to say that today is cloudy with a chance of meatballs. # National Meatball Day. Many restaurants around the U.S. are bringing to you their special servings of meatballs. They come in many forms such as subs, pizza, Swedish meatballs, and more. Our local Kent restaurants shared what this national holiday means to them and some recipes they use to make their meatballs.
It's super popular meal in Turkey, especially kids. All kids love the meatball and potato. It's traditional meal.
So we use raisin as our sweetener.
Onion in it and some herbs.
You know, when there's leftover meatballs, I would turn them into a patty, and then I'd cook them and put American cheese, and that was great.
So now we are going to get ready to eat some meatballs. We have some from Troy's Grill, we have the meatballs from Mike's Place, and we have a Subway original.
Okay, so do we just dig in? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, that's so crazy that we were just talking about Best of Kent, and now we have some Best of Kent winners to actually try right now. I don't know about you guys, but I was psyched when we found out that we'd be eating meatballs. I was like, yes, I was so excited.
It's not every day you get to eat food on air.
And they're all different too.
Okay.
You know,
I know.
Each has
So
its
should
own
we do
flavor.
it all together, or are we just gonna go one at a time?
Well, what kind of, maybe we should do one at a time because they all have different meatballs.
Okay, David, you can kick us off.
Okay, so this
Where are
is
your meatballs from?
Mike's
Mike's
Place? Okay. All right. I don't know if you can hear the chewing, but I'd rate this meatball like, I would say an 8 out of 10.
All right, right.
Good texture.
Respectable. Good, good.
All right, so this is the meatball sub from Subway, and I love Subway, and I've always been meaning to try their meatball sub, so I guess.
Can't say I've ever tried
Oh my
it
God.
myself.
I mean, Subway, you know, not
Delicious.
local,
Here we
but
Yeah, here we go. Good, you're a fan?
Good.
And then Troy Grill, right? They gave us, it's not just meatballs, it's like a whole
Like a
whole little meal right here.
rice
And it
and
looks
everything.
like, is Troy Grill, it's a Greek place, I believe?
It's a Turkish place.
Turkish?
Yeah, Mediterranean
All right,
Turkish.
we're gonna give this meatball shot. A little different than the classic Italians.
okay.
I mean, a meatball's a meatball's a meatball. I'm not gonna
Yes.
complain.
I mean, this
really
is why you
good.
support your local
Correct.
establishments. You won't get this such good food
Yeah.
anywhere
I
else.
want to give these.
And
I'm
what's so
Italian,
special
so-
about the Mike's Place is that theirs is actually by the Mama Leone's, which was established in New York City. So theirs is pretty
Fancy.
special too. So.
Yes, all Italian people will know at all holidays, it's very important. Not only do you have your fish at Christmas and your raviolis at Easter, but meatballs are like an Italian everything. You always have different kinds. People can make grape jelly meatballs, I learned today.
Oh, I think my mom makes that for
Yeah.
New Year's every single
Yeah.
year. It's not bad.
Can't say I've ever tried those,
Yeah.
but classic Italian, regular old spaghetti and meatballs.
It's what you need.
I feel right. That's what's good for me. But again, we have Troy Grill, Subway, and Mike's Place. Thank you guys. Thanks for sticking with us on this Monday evening.
And be sure to stay around for an all-new episode of Sports Corner at 8. I'm Rachel Gross.
And I'm Maddy Haberberger. Have a great start to your week, Portage County. And then see you next Monday.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn on the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Train your brain for free at a Division of Information Technology workshop. Free workshops on Adobe products, Microsoft products, and more. Check them out online at training.kent.edu.
I was living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.